Om.
ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Mahopanisad, chapter 4, verse 117. Read Managapi.
मनागपि मनो व्योम्नि वासनारजनीक्षये कालिका तनुतामेति चिदादित्या प्रकाशनात्।
In earlier verses, it was established, or an equation as it were was given. Avidya is equal to desire. No doubt, not knowing our Swarupa to be Paramananda, to be free from sorrows, to be an ever-existent principle, we get the desires to seek happiness, to get away from sorrows, and to live forever. Though ignorance is at the root cause, at practical level, it expresses as desire. So long as desire is there, our interest is in the world, the Jagat. Nama Rupatmaka Jagat. The world comprising names and form is constituted of Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Sound, touch, form, taste, and smell, for which we have been provided the Indriya sense organs. Because our interest in the world, the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, the mind is always extrovert. As far as knowing, experiencing our real nature, Chaitanya, which is totally in contrast with the external Jagat, in the sense Chaitanya, Atma, our real nature being Ashabda, Asparsha, Arupa, Arasa, Agandha. totally free from all these five features. That extrovert mind is totally incapable of knowing or experiencing this. So therefore, desire means extrovertedness. Extrovertedness means denial or discarding of the introvert mind. No introvert mind means no cognition, no knowledge, no experience of Chaitanya Atma, free from all these Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasaga. Simple principle. But because of our interest based on the wrong notion that the Jagat is real, it is capable of giving me happiness, our mind always runs out of the object, it is riddled with desires. Unless this is arrested, that mind is incapable of knowing one's Swarupa. In this sense, we have seen which in the many Upanishads, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo bandhaya vishayasaktam muktyai nirvishayam mana. Mind alone is the cause of both bondage and liberation. Now, how come some differences? Vishayasaktam, mind which has got raga, asakti, raga, preeti, value for sense object, bandhaya vishayasaktam. It gives bondage. Muktyai nirvishayam mana. Mind totally withdrawn from the Vishaya is a means for moksha. Bhagavan Satya Sai Baba used to give a very good example. Example of the padlock. Turn left, locks. Turn right, key. Turn the key right, unlocks. Key is one and the same. It locks and unlocks. So turn your mind to Jagat comprising Vishayas, desires, bondage. Turn it to Chaitanya Atma, even if you want Parameshwara, let us say, a step down. Parameshwara Tattva. It what? It unlocks, it becomes liberation. So, if whether it's a saint or a sinner has got desire, means next birth is sure. One cannot escape next birth with desire, mind with desires. That's why, at a practical level, the very ignorance is equal to desires, and now it was told that what? Asankalpa matrena, earlier verse. Asankalpa matra is what? Ichcha rahitya. Desirelessness is what? As good as moksha. In the sense, such a person within no time will be able to know one's Swarup. Because Vairagya is staunch. Because Vairagya is there, he is not interested in anything at all. You may be knowing Shuka himself has discerned what is the Atma Swarupa, Chaitanya Swarupa. But he had doubt whether this is the final truth or something else is there. Of course, he asked his father, Vedavyasa. Vedavyasa said, this is what truth is. but still his doubt didn't got dispelled. Still he has a doubt whether father said is correct or not. Vyasa understood his psychology. He didn't press it further. He said, Beta, this is what I know, but do one thing. There is one monarch, emperor, Janaka. You go and ask him. Go and ask him. He went. And of course, through the spies, Janaka had come to know that who is coming. Shuka is not an ordinary person. Muniputra, son of Vedavyasa. In the normal course, he would have run and received him. But he could know that he is coming for this purpose. He is coming as a disciple. He wanted to test him. He reported to the sentry at that gate. Message was sent to Janaka. No reply. Means he has to stay there at the gate only, no entry inside. After a few days, the order came, let him in the first chamber, this first, whatever that is, the next gate is, many gates for the palace. Next gate. There again he has to read. Then order came, take him to the inner chambers. Inner chamber means what? Lot of, what is that? Dancers, music, dance, lot of food, etc. Lavish food, etc. He was also served. Shuka was totally indifferent. Whether it's a dance, music, or sumptuous food that was served, he was totally indifferent. Reports were going to king. What is he doing? Then Shuka was called to he was given the audience. So that means with all honor. So what is the matter? You have come here. He said, I have got a doubt. What is it? What is the final truth? He said, this is what the final truth. He said, I had figured it out. My father also told. Are you sure this is the final truth? If you say, I accept it. Then Janaka said, I have observed you. If you have no interest in anything at all, you have already got the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana. Why I am elaborating this is, see where the main obstruction in gaining Atma Jnana lies, in spite of exposure to Vedanta for decades and decades. Number one, identifying the body, then desire. And this we have not picked up yesterday. We are carrying this since Anadi, beginningless time of the Jiva. They are so deeply entrenched. So powerful Viveka is indispensable. See the limitations of the sense object Vishayas. Thereby get rid of that hankering for them, love for them, withdraw the mind, turn it to the Swarupa. So therefore, that equation is avidya, ignorance of oneself, is as good as desire. You get freed from desire, get the mastery of the desire, it is as good as you have got the knowledge. Of course, total freedom from desire will be only in Atma Jnana, wherein you have experienced the Paramananda Swarup. till then a very high degree of vairagya is indispensable. Otherwise, the mind will not be able to take to thinking of our Swarupa, which is free from Vishayas, free from even our body. So now see the importance of this Vairagya, desirelessness. So therefore, now is further highlight, take the verse, Manovyomni Managapi Vasana Rajanikshaye Chidadityavalokana Kalika Tanutam Eti. Manovyomni, in the Vyoma, space, Akasha, sky, called Mana. We can say your radar of Antakarana or the white screen of Antakarana. On this, in this Antakarana Vyomni, Managapi Vasana Rajanikshaye. Managapi, even to a least extent, even to a very little extent, even to a very little extent, Managapi, Kshaye, when gets reduced. What is that? Vasana Rajani. The night in the sense of darkness of Vasana. Rajani, night. Night stands for their darkness. What is that? The darkness or night in the form of Vasana. Vasanas, the value structure, the software, because of which the sense objects are held in high esteem as the source of joy, source of sense pleasure, which is not the true case. So even if little vasanas or the vasanas get reduced from your mind, even to a little extent, you know what happens? Chidadityavalokana. Avalokana. Because of seeing, because of knowing what? Chidaditya. Chit Rupa Aditya. The sun in the form of Chaitanya. Avalokana. By seeing, by experiencing that. Say, Kalika. Kalika here is Avidyandhakar Rupi Ratri. The night or the darkness in the form of avidya. Avidya andhakar rupi ratri. Tanutameti gets decreased or it decreases. Even to a less or a little extent, you reduce a desire, your mind becomes calm, and in that whatever you enjoy is ananda is your swarupa. Elsewhere, Vidyanamani said, when you are not sleeping, at the same time, you are not aware of any Vishayas. What you experience is Atmananda, Paramananda, Brahmananda. Don't say sleep. You are awake, yet you are not aware of Vishayas. Yet your mind is not preoccupied in the Vishayas. Then what you experience is what? Is your Swarupa. Of course, let us not to that extent of you are not aware of any Vishayas. In more and more quiet mind, along with the increase in the quietude, you are experiencing more and more peace in terms of joy. Sense pleasures are not there. You are calm. You are happy. From where that happiness came? Your Swarupa. See. And what we do, run after the Vishayas in the external world. Even there, by sense indulgence, whatever sense pleasure we get is because of Swarupa Ananda only. It's because of Swarupa Ananda. How come? See, another equation you can take. Absence of desire is equal to happiness. You want something. You work for it. Let us say you succeed in it. You get what you desire. You are happy. You know what has happened? At that moment, when you got the thing, your desire for that thing ended. At that moment, in your mind, there is no desire. Yeah, the next moment comes, there will another desire will creep up, but at that time, no desire. Your Swarupa is manifest. Ananda Swarupa. But because of our ignorance, we think the fulfillment of desire gave me the happiness. It is not the fulfillment of desire, my dear sir. It is the absence of that desire which was pestering you till now, ended. New desires yet to be born. You are happy because in that state of mind, your Swarupa, Paramananda Swarupa gets manifest. See, look, it's just not like that. There's a principle behind it. That is why Vedanta Shastra emphasizes on desirelessness. Don't think Bhakti doesn't emphasize on this. Bhakti also presupposes desirelessness. But our bhakti is confined to some Navavidha bhakti. They are also barter deals. We have commercial transaction with the Bhagavan. Bhagavan, I do this, you give me that. वो बच्चों का है. Children, to begin with. That is not bhakti at all. Though, okay, fine at that level. In real bhakti, the bhakta wants only Bhagavan, nothing else. Automatically desirelessness has to be there. With desire, it is not possible. So that being the So, to the extent vasanas, the value structure for sense object decreases, to that extent what happens? You become aware of your swarupa. You may not know your swarupa, but there is quietude in the mind. There is joy in the mind, which actually is your swarupa. Shastra says that. There is no any other source of happiness in this entire cosmos other than Chaitanya Swarupa, that is your Swarupa. There is no any other source of knowledge principle other than Chaitanya, which is your Swarupa. There is no other existence principle in the entire cosmos other than Chaitanya, which is your Swarupa. You are ever existence principle. You are knowledge principle, Chit, Jnapti Swarupa, Anubhava Swarupa. You are Ananda Tattva, happiness principle. What do you want? Unfortunately, we have disowned due to our ignorance and run after the Vishya thinking it is that. All that Vedanta wants you to get rid of this obstruction which denies you your own Satchit Ananda Swarupa. What is required is that frame of mind which is withdrawn from unnecessary pursuits, made to abide in the Swarupa, impervious of all these Nama Rupatmaka Jagat, including the body. Simple this much. But to gain that state of mind, industrious efforts are necessary. You can't take it for granted. And Bhagavan also repeats it. He knows it is difficult, but there is no alternative. You can't escape this. However, many kalpas you may postpone it. One day you will have to realize your folly, your great mistake, and revert to this one. That's why I tell you or repeat it. Why not accelerate the pursuit right now? If required, seek the help of Bhagavan. Give me jnana vairagya. But there is no option for it. There is no alternative for it. All other things, including bhakti, including seva, including everything, nama sankirtana, all are means, sadhanas, depending on the level of the mind of the seeker. Finally, we have to know what I am in reality, just as we know the world so vividly. We know the body and I so vividly. So I should be vividly be aware of Swarupa Sat Chit Ananda. That itself is moksha. Anything short of it means some value, Somewhere you have got desires. Chakra, transmigration. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare shayanam. Can't escape. So therefore, the Upanishads give us this equation. Avidya is equal to ichha, desire. Desirelessness is moksha. Means it is guaranteed. Now the question comes. You are telling us no desires. You can directly experience, know your Swarup. But when this Jagat, Nama Rupatmaka Jagat is there in front of us, moment by moment, how can we know or experience the Chaitanya Rupa Atma totally free from Nama Rupatmaka Jagat? How is it possible? Is first get rid of your wrong notion that there is Jagat. It is, the Jagat is like an imagined ghost. More you be in it, or more you run away from it, more it will haunt you. It can end only when you know that truly it is not there at all. It is like an imagined ghost. In the olden days I'm thinking, this cinema talkies were the movies. I am telling olden days means nowadays 24/7 the TV is there in the living room. Olden days, there used to be cinema talkies. And there used to be night shows at the concessional rate. Some afternoon matinee night. One boy, a small town, one boy went to a movie night. By the time it was over, it was 1 a.m. in the night. You have to come walking. Olden days. Rickshaw, auto, auto were not there. Auto were not there. No taxis. You have to walk. And trees around at all. Not nowadays all concrete jungle. Trees were there. Small lanes. You have to walk. I was walking. He started hearing some jingling sound. Ching, 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 ching. Got scared. So, and it was continuously coming with a rhythm. There's some ghost is chasing me. So he wanted to reach house as early as possible. He started walking fast. That sound also started a little more vehemently. They said, this won't do now. I have to run. And he started running. With the running, that sound was much more vigorous. This person, the boy was so frightened. Winter night, he started sweating. Heart was thudding. Suddenly, what happened? By chance, his hand went to the pocket and it touched the key bunch there. For a while, it stopped. Oh. What was making the noise? Key bunch. First, slowly, when he started walking fast, it made a little more. When running, still more. All along he thought, ghost. Now tell me, even if he reaches home, had he not known that it is a key bunch, will the host left him? The ghost would have left him. Would have wanted. Oh, it may be hiding somewhere, etc. How will I? Night when I sleep, it may haunt me, etc. Is it not? No, for certain. As in this case of this boy, there is no ghost. It was my imagination, for which a cause was also there, the key punch in the pocket. So that is what it is. We ask the question, when this world is around us, how do you expect us to get absorbed in our Swarupa Chaitanya, free from Jagat? Vedanta, first of all, knocks down our erroneous notion, erroneous assumption that there is the world. You say, how dare you say this? Tell me, how do you say that world is there? Simple. Every moment I am experiencing. Experience by itself is not the standard or a norm or a criterion of the existence of a thing. For example, this boy was experiencing a ghost. Was it there? No. Like that. Only because we experience. Of course, that appearance, that being aware of it is there at that time. We don't deny. But it doesn't mean that it really exists. What do you mean by real existence? Real existent entity is that was in the past before it appeared, that is going to be future even after the appearance ends, and of course during the appearance. Does the Jagat fit in this category? Before creation, Jagat was not. After Pralaya destruction, Jagat is not going. In between, it appears to be. It was not, it appears to be, it will be not, it will not. But Chaitanya, Atma, Brahma was even before the creation. It continues even after the creation. It is there in and through the creation. That is. Anything other than that, which appears to be there, really is not. Why should we bother about the entities which are not in reality. So we have got enough support. We have got enough reason to what? Neglect the Jagat and be aware of our Swarup. The boy neglected the ghost the moment he came to know it's a keychain or a bunch of keys, which gave that notion that there is a ghost. So therefore, know for certain that this Drishya Jagat truly is not that. We have given the value for that. Look here, now see for this human psychology is like that. That example. People are there, see, oh, the cost of the price of gold is rocketing. The price of gold is rocketing. Gold is any a metal. Who gave that value for it? Human. We have given the value for that. And now we say, yo, we get persecuted by it. In the olden days, see, India is a country of gold. Don't think that it was poor, but we have made it poor, made ourselves poor. You know, when Dharmaraja was conducting Rajaswaya Yaga, what is the name was necessary? Paisa, money, you can't do that like that. And their treasury was empty. From where to bring money? Krishna told Arjuna, go to this place, excavate this region, you'll get a lot of gold, bring it. Of course, he brought it. But how it was there? In the past, Puranic age, some great emperor did some great yaga. And he gave profuse gold to the Ritviks and Brahmanas who attended the yaga. It was so much that they were unable to carry and they dropped a lot on the road. See the value of gold. Of course, it was useful for whom? Dharmaraja. We have given the value for that. There is nothing in it. You may know better than me. You know, sometimes when the YouTube something there's something, some other things come there. So what is it? Kacha badam, kacha badam, kacha badam. Some dance ministers he was a farce also in the kacha badam. You know better. What is a kacha badam? To short of fame, some poor fellow as a vendor, he was just this thing. And in fact, I think he didn't get the value for that. Somebody made money out of or something, whatever it might be. See, I think it has become famous in the other countries also. Kacha badam. Like that, anything at value. Who gives the value? Human being. So therefore, now be little intelligent while rating the world. Don't go with the principle of TRP, daily rating points. I think what TRP only, yes, TRP. There what? More people view. This TRP standard will not measure or norm will not work. Apply the touchstone. What the touchstone? Was it before it appeared? Is it going to continue after its disappearance? Whether it's in between. And that is, if Drishya Jagat were not there before it came into existence, is not going to be there after its pralaya destruction. In between it appears to be there. Rate it what? Truly it is not so. Gaudapada Acharya in Mandukya Karika is a beautiful Karika. Adavante chayannasti vartamane api tattata. I'm telling you all these things to convince you. Vedanta is not cock and bull. Thou shalt believe, otherwise unto hell you go. No. It is revealing the truth. But you should be available with an open mind, not biased mind, not an agenda in your mind. So, this is what it is. Rate the world properly. And what is the norm? Was it before it came into existence? Is it going to continue after its existence? In between something is there. If not, it doesn't exist, though it appears to be there. Though you experience moment by moment, just discard it. Faltu. Useless. No use. I should not put my mind in such things at all. Like now, you just see this YouTube and news, etc. All stupid and nonsense people who have no brain at all. What they say, they are flashing it. And we just go on reading. People who know not the history of India are there in the parliament and speak nonsense. And we make a value for them. If you are unnecessarily making your mind preoccupied in that, it's a dangerous pastime. Of course, if you are a mumukshu, if you are no mumukshu, you have no other prerogative, you have to do this one thing. Your past time pass will be like that. If you are a mumukshu, who says what? What happens? What this, etc. Not worth paying attention. You pay attention, there is no end to it. Like there is no end to the waves in the ocean. Today is UP and other state election. Russia, Ukraine war. Tomorrow something else. Day after tomorrow something else. Continues. And nowadays, this mass media, don't ask it. Break news, break news, break news. What has not happened, they will get break news. You just imagine yourself. You are at the time of Mahabharata war. And our great friends, who are the great friends? Journalists were there. Mass media was there. And imagine the news that used to come in the great exercise for your imagination. All subtle things were flashing there. That's why Pandavas gaye. See, 11 Akshavanis, 7 Akshavanis army. Bhishma, invincible. Even Arjuna cannot kill him. Dronacharya, unless he lays down his arm, he cannot be conquered. Karna, with the Shakti, Arjuna is no match at all. Arjuna has got Pasupatasra, which these people have no answer, but stay order is there. Because Pasupatasra cannot be used against human beings. So though Arjuna has got Pasupatasra, his hands are tied. Only he can, it can be for demonstration. Only he can use it to save his life. It's not a much thing at all, big thing at all, the big war. So all this good pre-occasion for you to spend time. But I'm talking of mumukshus. Mumukshus have to be very, very careful about the time. Waste of time is waste of life. I'm telling you, because these news are so fascinating. Even I was victim of that. I said, nothing stupid. All stupid people selling something. Why should I scratch my head about it? Why my mind should get preoccupied in that? Aham brahmasmi, so hum lagao jop japa. Take nididhyasana. Waste of time is waste of life. And more so in human life. See the precious value of human existence. Jantunam narajanma durlabha. Don't take the statement so lightly. Because you go on quoting, then it loses the value. We are blessed with that human existence. If before we leave the body, if you don't get this knowledge, great calamities await. Kenopanishad warns you. Yachedavedi ata satyamasti. Nachedihavedi mahati vinashti. If you gain this knowledge in this life, well and good. You are done well. If not, great calamities are in await for you. And what that calamity? Transmigration. Janma marana, janma marana, janma marana. Endless. Gurudanaka says, Gargi, yo vai etadaksharam aviditva yati saha kripana. The person who leaves this loka, this leaves body, without knowing Akshara Brahma, is a mean person, is a wretched person. He is good for nothing, useless person. That is the value of human existence. So we should also learn to plug the loopholes from where the intensity of our Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana can get reduced or it can go waste. More so in this era of mass media. See, nowadays, Even in sadhu circles, they are talking of ekanta. And this person is some remote corner. But smartphone by his side. Ekanta. Dunia mutti mein hai. The entire world is centered in the smartphone. What ekanta one can get it? So we should know the probable, possible distractions as mumukshus in this present era. The same instruments are blessing. The same instrument can be totally damaging. For example, smartphone. You can have access to any knowledge. You know Vedanta, how many discourses are there? Of course, you should have a little Kshira Nira Viveka. Discrimination should be there. What is correct, what is wrong, etc. But you will pick up. Blessing, but curse also. It depends how you use, like a knife. A knife can be used for saving the life of a person by surgery. The same knife can be made used to murder someone. So that being the case, the question was, if this Chaitya means Drishya Jagat is there, how dare you expect us to make our mind absorb in the Swarupa, for which Upanishad is going to point out the Sakshatkar, the direct cognition, being directly aware of our Swarupa, or what is called as aparoksha experience, direct experience of this part, what is possible when you know for certain. What is that? This Drishya Jagat is next to impossible. It may appear to be there. It may be experienced. But can never be. Let us say this in detail.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गो ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।